Really happy to talk to you about Salaam Venky. It has been a beautiful journey. Sorry? The story is taken from a book called The Last Hurrah. And Last Hurrah is a book written by Shrikant Murthy, which is about this boy called Venkatesh in Hyderabad and his mother Sujata. So that is the name of the characters even in the film, Sujata and Venkatesh. It is an amazing story of spirit, of living life to the fullest. Venkatesh was affected by DMD, which is Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and it is a disease where the muscles get wasted and the child normally dies by the age of 16. But how to live life, however short your life is, कितना जिंदगी अच्छी तरह जी सकते हैं. That is what inspired me, and that is what is the crux, that zindagi lambi nahi, badi honi chahiye, which is the dialogue from Anand, and that was real Venkatesh's favorite film and favorite line.
First of all, let me say good evening, Kolkata. Thank you so much for all of you all to come here, and I'm really happy to be here. So I'm here after a very long time. बहुत सालों के बाद आ रही हूँ. I'm coming after about 5 years, but it's always amazing to come here. And I've gone into a food coma in the afternoon, खाते खाते, I think so. If I'm looking a little sleepy, excuse me. Okay, coming back to the film. It's a great responsibility actually. When you're playing a real life character, or you have to justify that character. You cannot leave if you have to live with the film, and if I have to live with that film, so does she. And our biggest test will be when Sujata walks in and watches the film, and hopefully gives us passing marks in it. But yes, it is a big responsibility, and we do take it very seriously. It's not something that you can gloss over or take too many cinematic liberties with.
Although I would like to start with thanking Revathi ma'am and all our makers for believing in me, because you said yes, all the other work is totally different to what I've done in this film. And it was, yes, definitely it was challenging for an actor. It is difficult to portray different kind of roles each and every time. And after Mardani, people started expecting a lot from me. And now I got this opportunity only because of Revathi ma'am, and she saw Venky in me. So that was a blessing for me, and I want to thank ma'am for that. And also about preparation, so I didn't know about this disease called DMD. Ma'am had a lot of research on this, and she told me about this disease, and she sent me one video clipping of one and a half hour video where one DMD patient was there, and I saw his journey throughout the day, how he sits, how he stands, what kind of body language he has. So I learned from that. And also ma'am told me that you just come on set, just prepare your lines and come on set, because you have Kajol ma'am with you, and she'll just act, you just respond to that, and that you'll be done. I think you'll perform more than what you're thinking. And that is what happened after watching the trailer. I saw that how good I performed because of the co-actor. Okay, I won't say co-actor, I'll say co-star like Kajol ma'am. So yeah, it was a big opportunity for me, and I am so glad that people are liking the trailer.
माँ का बड़ा करने का तरीका अलग होता है, हर माँ का प्यार अलग होता है, हर माँ की अपब्रिंगिंग अलग होती है, अलग चीज़ें सिखाती है. सिर्फ एक चीज़ जो है कॉमन है, that we are all mothers, and जो प्यार होता है वो कॉमन होता है. So I think yeah, I am typical for myself. To do, I have a lot more to go, I have a lot more to say, but yes, I will say it was an absolute pleasure to see Kamal after so long. Of course, we've met between that time, between Bekhudi and Salaam Venky. We have met off and on, and we do know what's happening in each other's lives, a little bit at least. But yes, to see somebody on a set after 30 years, it was an it was like a surreal experience. I was like, It really felt like as though I'd been thrown back in time completely, and I remember sitting with him on a bus, because that was like 90% of our shooting in Canada. We were just going from place to place in this big fat bus, and we would all be together from like 4 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night. And yeah, it was amazing, and you get to know somebody so well when you spend that much amount of time together. So yeah, it was really an amazing experience. Nahi lagna chahiye. Work, I feel, should be pleasure rather than work. Fortunately, I have the financial ability to say no and to space my films out, and I choose to exercise that option. It was an instant no, because yes, I have played a mother, but I don't necessarily do films. I don't do films where I have things where there is anything happening to my child. I think after I became a mother, I've become very cautious about that. I don't want to play that kind of role, and I'm very clear about it. So when Revathi ma'am actually approached me for the film, I said, ma'am, I deeply respect you and I love you and I think you're one of the most fabulous actors and all that, but I'm not doing your film. So she very graciously anyway decided, she said, but come and hear it anyway, let me come and narrate it to you anyways. So she came and she made me hear the film, and I loved the script. I loved the way it had been written, and I've seen her film. I've seen her film which she's done long back called Phir Milenge with Salman and Shilpa Shetty, which I thought at that time that was one of the most sensitively handled films. It was such a well-balanced film, and it was a very, very sensitively handled film. And I remember thinking at that time that if I ever got a chance to work with her, I would definitely want to. And cut to today happened, and I'm listening to the script, which is amazing. I'm looking at Revathi ma'am, and I know she's going to make a fabulous film. And my first thought was that if I don't do this film, I will regret it. So would I let my fear stop me from doing something that I will regret later? So I closed my eyes and I picked up the phone and I was like, okay ma'am, handle me, sambhal lena mujhe. So she very sweetly said, don't worry, I'll take care of you on set, and we'll manage everything.
A lot of filmmakers from Kolkata, and this particular hall, I had come here when David Keir, Richard Keir's brother, had organized a fabulous conference on HIV and art, long back in 2003 or something. And we talked so much about HIV because those days HIV was a very feared, disease. And this is where I made a decision. This particular hall is where I made a decision to make Phir Milenge. So I'm really happy to come back here and talk about Salaam Venky. For me, these kind of causes need to be spoken about because there are so many people out there in our country who are going through such situations. And sometimes films as they are, it's one of the most powerful and communicative media. When you talk about it, things in people change, their perspective changes, their attitude changes. So it is always important for me to say something through my film which will change at least one person in the audience. It keeps throwing hurdles at you, but how do you handle those hurdles? Like she said, each mother handles her child differently. Each of us handle our hurdles differently. So how do we reach that? Whether we look at it, we shy away from it and walk away from it, or do we, plan and, tell ourselves to cross it? And how do we cross it? So each person does it differently. So Salaam Venky is the story of how Sujata and Venkatesh handle those hurdles in life.
I don't think so. But yes, there is a lot more freedom of speech. There is a lot more freedom in topics maybe that on OTT that you do not have on stream. There is that.
साथ अगेन एंड अगेन काम करो क्योंकि हमें ये बात तो सभी लोगों को पता थी कि हाउ ब्यूटीफुल शी इज़, बट वो नेचर से भी अपने कितने ब्यूटीफुल है वो मुझे पर्सनली उन्हें जान के पता चला. और आई फील सो ब्लेस्ड दैट आई गॉट दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी टू वर्क विद मैम।
काजोल के पास जब एक्टिंग आप कर रहे थे तो कितना नर्वस थे आप?
ओके, तो मैं जब इनके साथ बैठता हूँ, ऐसे बात करता हूँ, तब मैं ज़्यादा नर्वस होता हूँ, बट बिटवीन एक्शन एंड कट आई डोंट फील नर्वस बिकॉज दैट टाइम शी इज़ सुजाता फॉर मी एंड आई एम वेंकटेश। तो वेंकटेश को अपनी माँ से डरने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है और इसीलिए हम परफॉर्म भी अच्छे से कर सकते हैं। हाँ, नर्वसनेस सभी लोगों को होती है, बट इस चीज़ की जितनी प्रैक्टिस करेंगे उतना ईजी हो जाता है काम। यस,
Of amazing, impossible feats that we don't even realize are impossible because you know हमारे बच्चे हैं सामने और तो उसने देखा नहीं कि उसके सामने स्पीड ब्रेकर है कि माउंटेन है। She just went ahead. उसने सिर्फ देखा कि मुझे कहाँ तक पहुँचना है, इसके ऊपर जाना है, इसके अराउंड जाना है, अंदर से जाना है, जहाँ से भी जाना है, मुझे वहाँ तक ही पहुँचना है। और उसका जो लक्ष्य था वो बहुत ही क्लियर था और आई थिंक एवरी मदर फील्स लाइक दैट, एवरी मदर फील्स लाइक दैट, दैट व्हाट जो हम अपने बच्चों के लिए करते हैं, कहते हैं ना कि माँ बच्चे का जो relationship होता है, it's probably the purest relationship in the world and the only relationship which is unconditional. हर दूसरा relationship जो होता है दुनिया में, आपके भाई का, you know, your husband, whatever, whoever, other people in your life will always have conditions. Are you a good person? Are you enough? Are you not enough? But the mother-child relationship is the one relationship which is truly unconditional.